This is the first time I've had Starbucks and it was like lukewarm. At this hour? What? Okay, so today's topic is, and I haven't read the whole book on the love bite by Eve Lorgan, but understanding the love bite as the supernova and solar flare and blue supermoon and whatever else astrologically is going on. Plus, that could be causing some people to go to war. Taking a few days off from the gym, but trying to be active. It's very, very hot. Some days I don't feel like being out in the hot sun. Locally, we have certain advisories not to drive. There are pollution advisories a lot. And so I was talking about on my other channel, I'm trying to stop, whether you call it obsessing or thinking about certain goals, certain humans. But I just want to say in my defense that it is that normal, healthy desire in other humans that are beautiful at a soul level that keeps us evolving, that keeps us human. And what we have right now is a robotic, through the dating apps and whatnot, interruption, and through the social media interruption, and through the mass media mind control interruption of normal, healthy human thought. Everybody's screwed up. And so for generations, you're going to have screwed up kids, screwed up people, screwed up educational school system, screwed up media, and then a bunch of really screwed up people fucking around and finding out on adult websites. We have some horrifying news. An 83-year-old man was beaten in Portland. And so that's consistent with the theme of what we've been talking about. Maybe we'll show one video for the day.
How do celebrities like Justin Bieber and...
Okay. 83-year-old body slammed in Pearl District. Okay, so as I said, it's filled with a lot of dangerous people. He survived. And then you have other stories about people that have been followed home and they've been beaten up after winning at the video game machines. That's not all love buying. It's summer, okay, and the sun is active. And so even if people don't know that the sun is active, the sun influences them, it does influence them and does play in the favor of the female who's trying to attract maybe a certain somebody with a certain amount of money, even if she's not actually trying to, at least consciously, attract all the men. It's the season. And that's why fathers, husbands, good boyfriends as opposed to bad boyfriends, will actually care about their woman's safety, knowing that it is the season in which those things are happening. Whereas a bad boyfriend will be, overtly lustful and will want to, show off what he calls the trophy wife at the nightclub, at the gym, at this place, at that place, to fulfill his ego. I don't know how long I'm going to go on with this particular topic, probably not very long. But it's not to encourage one to deny their senses, but maybe just to acknowledge that people are going through it, and to say, as I did yesterday in the other video on the other channel, that because the world has become so violent, so evil, so dark, so on the edge of World War III, on and on and on, it does spark instincts to find someone to. And I just want to tell you the story. I met someone on Craigslist years ago in Colorado Springs, and she had an interest in prepping. There, I think, match made in heaven. Somebody with an, well, she was actually probably pretty active, super active. And the idea that I had fallen for her was very, very appalling to her. Like everything was fine. Everything was fine. Like until, and I noticed that she did have a fixation on looking at adult content. And then when you're young and you're dumb and you're a retard, you think that's great, but that's actually not great. Because that's not a sign that you or her are going to be mature enough to be able to hang out together. And so I threw away, I think it was, an opportunity to keep, and that was very enjoyable. She was very, very good looking, very, very attractive. So I felt very bad, I guess, because my behavior was one in which I did the whole, I don't know if it would be like, I love you, or no, maybe not that quite that far, but I want to protect. That's what it was. I want to protect you. And then that's what I was looking for in Subject F in Portland. And then another female that I met in the bar. I didn't want to protect her, but wanted to tell her in Portland that these things were coming in the future, and that I wanted with my information to protect. So I identify with where a lot of men are at. And they're my number one fans. Thank you for the likes. Guaranteed. It's always men liking. However, and not to insult or upsert, I'm also on a unique path being a public speaker, and there's no denying that. So often, unless what I do has enough hits or clicks or seemingly money, or if I'm not living on my own, right? If I'm seen to be like a bum, like right now, living with some lady, these old things unfortunately work against me in the matrix, despite all the positive attributes that I have going on. The torturous thing I have to get over is the whole age thing. Oh my God, I'm age such and such. I'm age such and such. My biological clock is ticking. While that's true, it's true. I don't want to be stuck in that thinking, but it is realistic. And there is a realistic aspect of it. Well, I've been inactive for 7 years. Didn't deal with those stupid apps. So when I do deal with those stupid apps, they don't work. And now I'm thinking, well, dude, are you going to wait till you're 45, 46, just because you're mesmerized by 1 to 2 people? That's it. Because again, I'm in a region of North America where it's lower than average IQ, lower than average intelligence, lower than average spirituality, lower than average attractiveness, above average this cost, above average for housing. It's like the very fact that people even want to live here is crazy. It's like the Truman Show. Have you seen the Truman Show? He's trying to drive in the Truman Show to get out of this place, to get to Fiji or something. Thinking about getting out of this place and finding out where the spiritual people are is like trying to break outside the walls of some imaginary world that you can't escape, like Dark City. Have you seen Dark City? Have you seen They Live? And so again, we return to the concept of people could be, I don't have Eve Lorcan's book with me here now, but I've got my journal. Got my camera. And of course, there's a special passage that I'm going to be reading from this repeatedly, but it's a prayer for God to send His angels of protection. But basically, I've said it a couple times. It is like there is like a goddess that humankind has a blueprint to follow, to want to get with and procreate with. And so it's like that image has just been copied and copied and copied and copied and copied and copied. And so there's a blueprint in human biology for man to follow this copy of the copy of the copy. And so there's a lot of craziness happening, a lot of heartbreak going on, because there's this chasing and chasing of this external beauty that men will go nuts for, but it's not mirrored by the internal beauty. More disturbingly, the internal beauty, that external beauty men may have, makes them gross, out, and scared. Whereas it's really required for the man to have an internal ugliness and cruelty to him, for him to be palatable for whatever they did here on the earth, through the cell phones, through the mind control, through the tick-tock. The tick-tock. And see, when you're dealing with that tick-tock energy and that tick-tock frequency, you're not dealing with rational people anymore that have control of their own mind and senses. You're dealing with the robots now. You're dealing with the Borg. No one's home anymore. Thank you for watching.